We made it. We are through. Not only do we make it through the draft, we made it through a pretty crazy week. This is the first time the NHL's ever done it like this. We had the awards at the beginning of the week. First round of the draft yesterday, second through seventh round today. It's been crazy. It's been chaotic. But great experience, as always, get to be at these types of events, Megan. The Avs made picks today. You wouldn't know that based on the people we talked to because none of the three selections the Avs made on day 2 of the draft were here in Nashville. Decent value with any of these guys? What do you think of their day 2?
There definitely is value. Part of it is positionally. They needed to replenish some of their defensive prospects, especially Jeremy Hansel, who is a player that I think would be available to play at the American League level next year. And in seeing what the Eagles roster went through in this last year, they do have some holes to fill in the immediate. And so whether or not there's NHL upside remains to be seen, but this is a player who, because of his age at 20, is available to go to Loveland. He's going to be at Dev Camp next week, maybe. So we didn't get an attendance list. So we'll be able to get a better idea, too, of some of this value based on who is actually able to come on over. But a left-hand and right-hand defenseman, some of these later picks, is going to be something that's incredibly valuable. And then the rest of it remains a little bit mysterious, but I think there's definitely value.
What I liked about, we talked to Wade Klippenstein right after the Avs head of scouting, and he mentioned what we've talked about before on the shows. The Avs take their best player available. He's like, we have our list. He said we stick to it. So whatever player we have rated the highest, I love that. That's honestly what I think the draft should be about. You take the players that you think have the best opportunity to be high-impact guys in the NHL. I like the Avs have stuck to that philosophy, and while they haven't drafted and developed a ton of late-round talent, like that philosophy, you can clearly see the number of Avs draft picks that are major contributors on their team.
Because we've talked about a couple of things, like if these are depth options, even if it is geared towards the East Coast or American League level, the prospects that you want to develop for NHL future still need players to play alongside, and this is where it becomes important for those holes to be filled. And then the other part of it is the emphasis is that this isn't reactive, like you just explained. They weren't picking these players because they needed defensemen. They were picking them because they were the best available player, and I like that because it's not a panicked or desperate motivation that is guiding some of these decisions.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what another thing we've talked about on the show before is that's where you see teams make a mistake. They reach because they feel like they really need to fill their center depth, their wing depth, whatever, and you end up reaching on guys that maybe you shouldn't at that position. Megan, we're waiting for the weather to clear so that we are allowed to leave the building. There's severe weather outside, so we're just waiting for that to clear up. But I think that's pretty much it. I think that's a wrap on the draft and the awards and the whole week. We have free agency opening in 2 days. So we've got to get a quick turnaround for that, be ready to go for Sunday. Then we're into Dev Camp, and then we're like into the true off season. So we're tired, we're hungry, so we're going to wrap up, get a couple more pictures, cross a couple more T's, dot a couple more I's, and we're going to get out of here and then hopefully get back to Colorado tomorrow. But it's been a fun week. Looking forward to keeping the momentum going all weekend.